Good evening, everybody, and I'm here with some crazy people today. I don't know how long it will take before Parky bursts out laughing. I can see from his webcam he's holding it in at the moment.
So, and the laugh as well.
Yeah, and the laugh. So prepare your screens, we're about to reveal the cameras. There we go, so everyone's monitor's now broken and we've just killed off all of our user base.
Excellent.
That was the whole point of this ordeal.
Ordeal is the operative word.
Yes. So come on, Parky, you've got to say something. They're waiting for it.
Oh, I thought I was supposed to be introduced first.
Oh, okay, okay.
What is this?
What is this?
In the top right, we have the Kipps from CrazyKipps. So if he wants to introduce yourself and do a quick overview on what you do for anyone who doesn't know.
Hello, my name is CrazyKipps. I do Minecraft and sport on YouTube, and I am addicted to cookies, cake, and alcoholic beverages, which I have not had for 2 weeks now.
Which is actually a lie.
Shut up! It's not my fault.
It had sprinkles. It doesn't count.
No, I was talking more about the alcohol. Really.
Oh.
Yeah, I had chocolate which had alcohol in it.
I'm going to need alcohol after this, I think. Or possibly during.
Okay, and in the bottom right we have Chadman, who many of you should recognise. Go on, Chad, your turn.
Hey guys, I'm Chadman. I run the channel The Chadtopia, and I play just about every game I can possibly find. Currently working on strategy games, FPS, recently partnered with RPM, and working on collabs with the likes of Malakith, Cucumber, and anybody else I can sucker into joining me.
And finally, in the bottom left, we have Parky.
Hello, I am the one what does indie games on my channel. And in it. Yeah, you know me if you saw the video, which was Shenanigans with Parky on Malakith's channel. Yeah, I will probably be the one who drags this stream into oblivion tonight, by the way.
It was fairly well received by the majority, Parky, I will admit.
Right, okay.
But there were a few who were like, this is not acceptable, this was meant to be serious gaming.
Master of the random tangents.
Yes.
What? Malakith, I have something here.
Your
is it a burning sensation?
My
is
artwork.
It me? Or are mine and Chad's boxes a bit smaller than yours and Parky's?
To be honest, I hadn't noticed.
It was
I think it's fine.
Exact same framework, rotated round and mirrored, so they should all be identical.
Okay, alright.
I've told you this before, it shouldn't matter about the size, it's what we bring to the conversation that matters.
Oh.
Whether my Photoshop skills have failed me is entirely possible.
Hey, I don't need to tell myself that. I'm quite secure about this. You know, you're the one who seems to have the issue.
Right.
Okay.
So I don't actually remember mentioning that. But
okay, all right. Well, either way.
People will notice there is Minecraft in the background. I am just aimlessly jumping around in what looks like a jungle at the moment. This was merely to give you guys something to look at while we try and work out what the hell we're talking about for the evening.
Ducks! Ducks!
Yeah, don't mention ducks. Parky will bring up the walking stick again.
Oh god.
Oh god. No, yeah.
What are you saying? Oh yeah, for Kipps.
Got
What's
you.
wrong with an actual pipe?
I was there in the
real life?
last stream where you insulted me like every
Got you,
single
you
time.
mother ducker. Right, okay. Should we get on with some stuff?
Yeah, sure. So let's start with the obvious question of what's everyone up to on their channel at the moment and in the near future. So we'll go up to the top right first. So Kipps. Panic! Didn't think.
Well, at the moment I'm me and Parky have recorded a co-op map on Minecraft, which will be out. Was meant to be out today, but I forgot to render it.
I was Skadi, but you know.
What else?
I didn't think I'd be rude.
I do sport. A bit lag on so. That's it really. I just do Minecraft, and my future plans are I have no clue. So yeah. That's
awesome.
Yeah.
And who's in the bottom right? That was Chadman.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Well, currently, games-wise, Monday is Borderlands 2, which is a co-op with Malakith and the recently added Cucumber, otherwise known as Chad's personal Rezza. So a shout out to Cucumber.
And door closer.
That's the only time I'm going to be nice to him for the rest of the stream. On Tuesdays, we're doing Empire Total War with Darth Mod. Wednesdays, we're still doing Theme Hospital. Thursdays is Hearts of Iron 3. Fridays is currently Terraria, but we're probably looking to put Battlefield 3 in there again. And Saturdays is Mark of the Ninja, and there's a live stream on Friday. Plans ahead, we are looking at getting Hitman back onto the channel. Also getting Saints Row the Third with Cucumber, and I am working on a few other plans with this motley crew as well, and also obviously we want to do that Shogun thing for myself and Mal, and a few other bits and pieces. I've also bought myself a few games recently, so I'll probably end up doing something extremely silly and completely utterly dumb, like Sims 3 or something like that. See how many people I can annoy with that.
Oh dear.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you going to name them after your favourite people online, and then see how you can torment them brutally?
No, because if I wanted to do that, I'd get faster than light. So, to be honest, I might. Oh, also, that's another thing. XCOM. I've got to do a playthrough of XCOM, and I've also got Assassin's Creed 3 to do as well. So that's going to be on the channel at some point.
Nice. So let's move on to Parky, who he probably has done exactly the same stuff since the last time we asked him, but you know.
So
he's consistent.
We'll see if he remembers his channel
I
quite that well.
Then because yeah, I don't know whether I'm actually lagging or not because my internet is awful. However, on my channel currently, I am doing obviously indie games. So I started Prison Architect. I've got Don't Starve and FTL, which I always forget.
What do you think of Don't Starve? Let's go on with that one because quite a few people are looking at
Don't Starve.
Yeah.
I think it's very good. To be honest, I'm not too sure about it at the moment. I like playing it as a Let's Play, but when I've played it in my free time, I don't tend to think it's particularly it doesn't keep me entertained.
It's got no longevity
I don't think there's too much replayability in it once you've unlocked everything. Much like Terraria, in my opinion. Once you get all the sort of max level stuff, there's not much point in the game.
So it just becomes too easy, basically. Once you've got it all.
He's gone.
Dum 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 dum. Yeah, we may experience technical troubles. Chad's coming via Skype, but then because Skype only limits you to one video camera, we then have Parky and Kipps via Google Plus, which is temperamental at best.
It's terrible.
Is a polite term for it.
Yeah. Without wanting to bash on Google too much, seeing as, you know, they kind of own YouTube and everything.
It's in our rights.
Yeah. So Parky's still moving, he just doesn't appear to be talking. Okay, so let's have a quick look at the questions while it's night time, once I get in this cave to hide. So, question 1 coming from Compost. Oh dear,
God.
no, I'm not going to read question 1 because that's terrible. How drunk have you been in your life? It seems a very odd measure of your life. So, go on, Kipps, we'll start with you, seeing as Parky's busy laughing his head off.
How drunk have I been? Well, I've been drunk enough to be sick in my bed before. And that was after a couple of lagers, pretty much 3/4 of a bottle of whiskey and a bottle of red wine. Yeah, I think that was it pretty much. I think that's the drunkest I've ever been, yeah.
Okay. Go to Chad.
Drunkest I've been, probably a bottle and a half of Southern Comfort. Kind of passed out on my floor and woke up about 19 hours later. No idea what happened in between. But entertaining wise, I do remember on one occasion getting drunk at a nightclub and walking home. And it took about 3 hours to walk home. And I woke up in the morning and there was a cut above my eyebrow. And so I went back over to my friend's house. And as I was walking to my friend's house, I had this amazing feeling of deja vu. I stopped, turned round, and literally no more than 3 or 4 feet away from me was a lamppost with a blood splat on it. And apparently a friend of mine told me that I had walked back home, crashed into this lamppost at full pelt, knocked myself out, laid there for about an hour or so, picked myself up and carried on walking home.
Just laid there for an hour?
Yeah, about that. It took me that long to sort of try and kind of figure out how to actually stand again. Because momentum was not on my side that day.
Do we have Parky back yet? Or is his microphone still down? Is he even in the TeamSpeak channel anymore?
No.
He wants to get dragged back in because he can't remember the password, which was distinctly British, seeing as this is an all-British cast today.
It is, yes.
Talia Ulbin.
Oh, pip pip.
Oh, thank God. Sorry. I do just want to apologise for that, because my internet is literally the worst thing in the planet.
Unless you don't have internet, in which case that's worse.
Is it worse than racism?
No, but... Thank you for that question.
An odd thing of measure.
Indeed, yes, the racism index. Anyway, carrying on.
Yep, so Parky, the drunkest you've ever been.
Right, okay, well I can see I've come back in at a perfect time.
Yep. It's your area of specialism, I'm sure.
Oh god, I have got a story about this. The drunkest I've ever been. I drunk too much to the point where I spent the whole night talking to my radiator. No joke. Also, my flatmates would tell you the whole story, and no word of this is a lie. I spoke to my radiator for about 4 hours. I thought it had a monocle and a cane. And
but did it speak back?
I'm sorry?
Did it speak back is more the worrying thing.
Yeah, it did.
Oh, God.
And the thing was that my bed sheets are like, I think at the time they were like blue and white striped. But for some reason I was like muttering things to my friend. Like, for every black spot on my bed sheets I get taxed. And things like this.
Okay.
Yeah, that was an interesting night.
These seem particularly complex topics to be discussing with your radiator.
And also, for some reason, you know, like when coats are on hooks, like hanging from the wall, I thought that for some reason there were people in my room, and I was like really scared all night. Yeah.
I don't have any stories that can even remotely compete with that. I don't generally get drunk, so that's a really boring question for me.
Wow, okay.
I guess technically that means Mal's not as interesting as we are.
Yeah, I'll admit to that one. In regard to drinking, I'm boring as hell. Jasper's saying, holy crap, Parky's face is visible. Apparently you normally walk around without a face on.
Oh, thanks for that.
Yeah. Is it just like the hair and the headphones, but then just completely smooth?
There's a mental image.
Yeah. Somebody wanted us to go around what headphones we're all wearing. So mine are Logitech G35s, I think they are. Whichever one of the G series is the headphones. Chadman?
I'm just wearing a standard pair of Sennheisers because I plug it into my audio mixer. So they're just literally like a 20 quid pair of Sennheisers with a 3.5mm jack on it.
Now, Parky's already answered this once today, so he can just get it out of the way quickly.
Okay, mine are Triton AX720 Plus.
And Kipps with the other white headphones. Oh, that's a large hole, I nearly fell down.
I use the Sennheiser HD598s.
Very specific there.
Yes.
You sure you're not a salesman?
No, but they're very expensive, so you can buy this pair if you want.
Signed,
get a load of her.
with the blood of Kipps's face and sweat.
Oh, there's an appealing prospect.
I don't know.
So, here we go. Selling a pair of Kipps's headphones complete with bodily secretions.
Oh.
It's the best kind.
I won't clean them either. I'll leave them nice and dirty. So
yeah, with like lots of hair stuck in all the crevices.
If you're smart enough, you can clone me as well, so you can have multiple me's. And
I think that'd be quite a waste of time, really. Don't you? But out of all the things that you could do with your life, cloning a semi-famous YouTuber.
Oh dear.
Oh, brilliant.
Okay, selling Parky's mum's pants. You can clone.
Whoa! Well, that escalated quickly. I think is the meme that's appropriate here. Somebody can generate that for the stream.
Yeah, I'm sure they will.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, moving swiftly on.
Yeah, moving swiftly on. There's got to be some other useful questions in here. What have we got?
Oh, don't bet on it.
No, I'm not too convinced.
What are you drinking there, Kipps?
It's fruit squash. Apple and blackcurrant, actually.
What is your favourite quote of all time?
Orange.
This could be interesting. We'll start with Parky on this one. Seeing as he's trying to drink and laugh, this will be the best response. Your favourite quote of all time, Parky?
Quote?
Yeah.
Come back to me.
Come back to you. Okay. Go on, Kipps.
Come back to me as well. I know it, but I don't know the exact quote.
Furiously Googling.
No. Well, no, that's on.
Good,
I really
idea.
hope that's not a euphemism. He's furiously Googling right now.
Go on, Chad.
Oh god, I have quite a few actually. I just got to try and remember it because I got it on the Got it on me faff book. Yeah, both optimists and pessimists contribute to the society. The optimist invents the aeroplane, the pessimist invents the parachute.
Yeah, okay, I can see that one.
Oh, I've got another one. I imagine hell to be like this. Italian punctuality, German humour, and English wine.
Yeah. The other two are being decidedly quiet with that one.
Mine would be... and that's from... those poetic words were from Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Okay.
Okay. Mine is... I am the law from Sylvester Stallone when he starred in his best role of Judge Dredd.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Is the new one of that out yet? I saw they were making one and promptly ignored it.
Judge Dredd 3D, yeah, it's supposed to be quite good.
Okay, I'll have to
Haven't seen
look
it.
for
I haven't been to cinema since Revenge of the Sith.
Oh, and also from 300. That is a good one.
that. Yeah, not enough enthusiasm there for the quote. It's, it sounds like a very unpassionate ghost.
I haven't described as thus.
I've got another one for you though.
Go then.
From Blackadder.
Oh dear.
It was when Captain Darling was being interrogated on suspicion of being a German spy. And he says to Blackadder, he goes, no, I'm as British as Queen Victoria. To which he responds, so your father's German, you're half German, and you married a German.
Yep. Not many people know, obviously.
Well.
I love Blackadder, it's so cool.
Mine's always a common mistake people make when trying to design something completely foolproof is to underestimate the ingenuity of complete fools, which generally sums up my sort of interpretation of most of the internet at most times.
I like the fact both of you took that so seriously, and me and Kipps just gave ridiculous answers.
Well, the shortened version is the internet's full of cretins, and they should all be exterminated verbally through their own stupidity.
Including me and Kipps? Is that what you're saying?
Definitely, yes.
It's a bit racist, isn't it?
No, it's not racist.
Is it because I'm black?
Is it because I'm semi-African Asian?
Okay, if you think you're black or you're semi-African Asian, then that's clearly why you should be put down as fools.
Man. I am from the Caribbean.
Oh God! Now that is racist.
Oh no, it's not. Doing an accent.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's a stereotypical accent of somebody from the Caribbean.
But I am from...
No.
Are you saying that a white person can't live in the Caribbean? I think that's racist.
Okay, name me 3 towns of the Caribbean.
Melon.
3 towns?
Yeah, Tortuga doesn't count.
Now you've put him under pressure.
Pirate Cove.
Pirate Cove, give me a break. The hell are you talking about? It's Pirate Cove.
Rum
Barber
Street.
Okay, well the stream chat's already beating you. They've got Kingston, Jamaica.
We have. Jesus, Google Maps. What the hell? Why did they put Cuba?
Do you remember the old days when you didn't have Google and you actually had to know stuff?
Nah.
Only
you're that old, Chad.
Guadalupe is one of them.
Juanse?
Do you know how I know most of these?
Juanita?
How I know most of these is from playing Sid Meier's Pirates.
Yeah. Oh, or Pirates of the Burning Sea would have been another one where you could have grasped some. I'm going to drown because I'm not finding any food and I can't even remember how you make food in this game.
Okay. Kill a duck or a chicken or a sheep or something like that. And then you can eat it raw if you have to, or you can cook it if you get some stone. Make it into a stove.
And then put the head on a cane.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or you should come and see my house I'm building. It's very nice.
Okay, well, you'll have to direct me to that and I will come visit.
I've already said north.
Once I'm busy drowning.
That's the point. I've just realised I'm out of food.
I'm just going to add the fact that I'm not actually able to play Minecraft because it will crash my computer. So I'm just going to have to talk to you.
Oh, the sweet irony.
Oh, and the other part of Cucumber's question was, can you lend him 20 quid? So we'll start with Chad, seeing as...
Well, to be honest, if he wants me to lend him 20 quid for that rent boy, he's got other issues.
My answer would be, I could lend you 20 quid, but why would I want to? And the other two probably don't know Cucumber, so we'll skip over them.
Answer.
Oh, no, he wants to answer.
Yeah,
okay.
we want to answer as well.
They want to answer. It's
we are
more abuse,
academic
Cucumber.
students here, Malakith.
Yes.
I will
So
lend you.
is that hinting
shit.
you don't have 20 quid?
No, yes.
Play the poor student card.
I will lend him £20 if, in return, within 24 hours, he'll give me £500 back. I think that's a.
That is a good one.
So this is an official statement from Wonga.com.
No, I'm not an old granny. God.
You're an old. Who said that you're an old granny?
Wonga.com. It's
That's
like
the
got
advert.
gilfs in it, isn't it?
Jesus.
That's probably fairly arguable, based
String
on
puppets.
the person.
Someone
You know
would,
what? You know
I'm
what
sure.
this reminds me of? This is like the podcast equivalent of the Titanic, and we've spotted the iceberg.
I think we hit the iceberg before we started.
Next question.
Next question, quick.
Yeah.
Run.
Save yourself.
Someone submitted an upside down question to see if I can turn my head over to read it. I'm not even going to bother. That's far too much effort. Jaffa cakes.
Kipps, what
are
are
they
you
biscuits or
drinking now?
cakes?
Rum and Coke.
Rum and Coke.
Oh,
with,
wow.
with rat blood in it.
So the longer we prolong this,
Whoa.
the funnier it will get from Kipps's end then. As the rum and Coke is consumed.
Indeed, yes.
I mean, if we're going to do that, I'll get some alcohol. Like, legit.
No.
No, I don't think that's a good idea. We're already kind of skirting the edges of decency when it comes to our internet broadcasting, so I don't think we should go down the alcoholic insensibility route.
No, I think we'll go back to a sensible question with the people who recently had issues with their partnership want to explain how they're currently doing, because quite a lot of people have missed that. So we'll start
Go
with
on then,
Chad.
Kipps. Oh,
No, Chad first.
Damn it.
Haha, you nearly got away.
Okay, yeah, basically what it was, oh shit, I just broke my spade. Bollocks. So yeah, but essentially what the problem was that I had applied for partnership to TGS. Now, obviously you've got to be of a certain size, I think, for that, and so they referred me to their smaller company, or smaller division, which was RPM. So I did all the application, all the rest of it, signed the contract, all that wonderful stuff, and then they sent an email to me saying, your AdSense account is blocked. I was like, really? Okay. Yeah, and you need to get it unblocked, and you've got to speak to Google about it. So I was like, right, okay, great, I'll do that. And then I looked it up, and it turns out that if you get your AdSense account blocked, you can appeal against it. However, you only get one chance to appeal. If they deny that appeal, that's it. You're done. You can't create another account, because as soon as they find out it's you, they will ban your ass and away from that. So I was trying to get hold of Google. They were taking quite some time to respond to the emails. The partnership, because of data protection laws, meant that they couldn't actually do anything on my behalf, and oh, look a sheep. Die sheep, sorry, I'm just shopping for food. And, oh, no, food. And so essentially what it was I had to work with the people in the partnership, and I've got no food and I'm going to drown and die. And
That's interspersing of facts here with random comments on surviving.
yeah, so hang on. Yeah, well, I am trying. Hang on a
So
second. let me
I
just
contacted YouTube, and then I was going to die.
No, I'm sorry. I'm trying to assassinate chickens, and my survival on Minecraft is actually under threat. So I'm trying to provide pertinent facts at the same time as survive. So you'll have to excuse me if I get a little bit distracted by shiny things and ducks. Anyway, so what happened after that was I had to go to Google, and so they obviously kept saying, "Oh, we don't find an AdSense account under your name." So I remember speaking to Mal about this, and it was like, so essentially, the account doesn't exist, and you can't get access to it using your email that you set up with Google for YouTube. But it does exist because we banned it, but you can't access it. So it technically doesn't exist, but it does because we banned it. And so eventually RPM helped out, and I think they pressed a few buttons over at Google, and it finally got sorted. But I was quite stressed about that for quite some considerable time, and I'm going back to slaughtering ducks while you talk to Kipps.
Cool.
Well,
So,
You seemed a bit off.
Yeah.
You seemed a bit surprised then, Kipps.
no, sorry, I just got a phone text.
Yeah.
Basically,
I refer you back to the shiny things.
My story is very similar to Chad's, and to cut a long story short, mine's all sorted now, and I'm all partnered. I'm happy. And it was very stressful. I have to agree with Chad. It was very stressful indeed.
I think the worst thing about it is you had a feeling that you had no control over it, and what was essentially your potential future was in the hands of people that you were getting little to no response from. And I think that was the most frustrating thing, is that you felt that all that time you had spent growing your channel and working on your channel could essentially all be for naught.
Yeah,
that was the worst thing about it.
It's quite disheartening sometimes, but yeah.
Yes, it was.
I've had a request from the live stream to say, now, Chad, the question is...
Oh, shut up!
Your favourite phrase from everything.
I'm actually thinking about putting that on a T-shirt and just saying, like, having it, you know, on the front saying, the question is, and then on the back says, why am I wearing this T-shirt? So, thought about that. It could be good fun.
Yeah, your tagline. Now, the question is, and a sort of puzzled expression.
I just do it unconsciously. I've got to think of a different word for that.
Uh-oh, I've just found one of those giant slime things, and it's kind of on the surface, and I can see another one in the distance.
Okay, yeah, but I care less about your survival than I do my own, so carry on.
Right, what other questions we got? Kipps, when's your Feed the Beast server coming up?
When they have decent multiplayer support with the mods, which should be in about a month or two.
So you're just waiting on the actual developers to sort their stuff out?
Yeah, pretty much.
Right, so much like my Napoleon Total, always stuck waiting for them to actually release the single player patch. There's no point doing it until they bother.
What are they doing for that? What's the patch for that?
I'm looking at the Napoleon Total War 3 mod, so it's kind of larger units and damage drops off at maximum range, so you have to actually march up and basically get in close to do any damage. But it's a multiplayer mod primarily, and they're doing a pass on the single player part of it, and they just haven't quite finished. They're arguing over stupid stuff like whether the flag's accurate for the period. It's like, shut up and release it already.
Call me. Sorry, I'm reading the chat here.
Yep.
And there's some troll questions like, do you like the song "Call Me Maybe"? I mean,
well, do you?
Yeah, I love it. I think it's awesome.
It's not really a troll question, then, is it?
I'm gonna die. I'm gonna starve to death. God damn it!
What is your best colour?
Your best what?
I remember this question.
Colour.
What do you mean best colour? You mean favourite?
No, best one.
This is the Parky's signature troll question. What is your best colour?
The colour of indifference.
Oh, that's an answer you've not heard
colour,
before.
That's opinion.
Yeah, well, opinion to you, colour to me.
All right.
Yeah, bitch. Okay.
I think that's a bit race, to be honest. You're not allowed to say colour anymore.
Okay. Ethnic. What's your favourite?
What's your favourite ethnic? That doesn't sound any better.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Let's reel back from that area of the chat.
You know, what can I say?
He started it.
Oh, Pinker.
Siri wants to know why there's a significant dearth of top hats in this stream, given the amount of Britishness going on.
There's no top hats. The only person I know who had a top hat was Total Biscuit, and he's nowhere near this.
Mine's in the wash, so I tend to go to bed with them. So I'm currently drying it out at the moment.
Yeah, that conjured mental images I didn't need. Jesus.
Mine was on my bed, but I accidentally sat on it, and it's now just a normal hat.
It's like that guy from James Bond who takes his hat off and throws and cuts people's head off.
Oh, you mean Oddjob?
Yeah, that's the one.
That's a bowler.
Was he the fat?
You cannot. No, was he the fat change?
He was the portly Asian gentleman. Yes.
The short guy.
Yeah.
Right.
Interesting. And did you know that Gert Frobe, who played the part, couldn't speak English, so he was actually dubbed into English?
Did he even say anything?
That's got to be an awesome credit. Guy who voiced over a short Asian guy.
No, Gert Frobe was not the short Asian guy. Gert Frobe was Goldfinger. Get your facts right.
Ah, okay.
Goldfinger.
So the main villain had to be dubbed because he couldn't speak the language. That's some casting win right there.
Yeah, well, what can you say? Just because it doesn't suit what you plan for. I mean, look what happened with Star Wars, and they didn't have Darth Vader with a northern accent. Could you imagine that?
What's your favourite game from childhood? Someone's asking.
Ah, yes, that was a good question.
Computer game? or just anything?
I don't know. It just says game. So
I go with computer game.
Well, considering we are computer based, I think computer game will be a fair assumption. Who's going first?
You can go first as you're making the assumption.
Oh, okay. Oh God, I can't actually think of one. I think one of my favourite games was Speedball on the Amiga.
Was that the one with the ice cream yelling and like you beat the crap out of each other and like an ice rink type thing?
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, it was ultra violent.
Yes.
And it was very enjoyable. And I also played the second one, Brutal Deluxe, which was great fun. Very, very good game, I have to say. Very good game, and used to play it on the joystick. And
on the joystick?
Yeah, I had a joystick on my Atari ST.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, it was pretty good. But I played a lot of games around that period, like Carrier Command and other bits and pieces like that. Midwinter was a fantastic game as well. Sort of open world style. I don't really have one game that I can tie it down to. Their Finest Hour was one of my favourites because it was a flight sim that let you fight all the battles and do all the strategy from World War II and the Battle of Britain, and you could play either side. So I used to have loads of pilots that were named stereotypical British people. So there was obviously Smithy and Squishy and Buffy and all the rest of it, and one named after Blackadder who was called Strangely Brown.
Strangely Brown. Got it, Kipps.
Well, if we're going into hours played on the game, then it's probably going to have to be World of Warcraft.
Oh God!
He said from childhood. How old were you when you were playing this game?
Last week.
Were you one of the little Chinese children sat there farming gold?
Yeah.
Okay.
I really don't think that's it.
Yeah.
But no, probably from my childhood, yeah. Probably Super Mario 64 and the Nintendo 64, I'd say. Or Zelda. One of those two.
Oh, not GoldenEye.
No, I didn't like that.
You didn't like GoldenEye? That's
No.
sacrilege.
Do you want to know something even more sacrilege? I have never, ever owned a console in my life.
Meh. If I'd have had the choice, I doubt I would have done. Go on then, Parky. Favourite game from childhood?
Reaper.
Well, my dad sort of brought me up when I was quite young on all of the old bits, like the original Doom and Wolfenstein.
Great game.
And I have really good memories of that sort of thing. But also, one of my games that I used to play like quite a bit was, I think, the very first Zoo Tycoon. I don't know if anyone actually remembers that, but
Yeah.
I used to love that. I spent so long doing that. And what else? There was what was it? Oh, Quake as well. That's it. That's what I'm looking for. But those ones, really, the classics.
The classics.
Mm-hmm. Never played Quake. Never played it. Well, the original I never played, but the second one I've got and the third one I've got.
Those are good games.
I thought Doom 3 was a bit pathetic.
Never tried it.
I do remember the original Duke Nukem. That was
Yeah, that was fantastic.
New one is awful.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think probably the game I played most in childhood was the original Colonization, but I was stupidly young at the time and there wasn't much else to play. They've redone it recently using the Civilization engine, I think, and it's exactly the same, just with updated graphics. So.
Oh, actually, I just thought of another one, which was what's it called? I like how I interrupted there and then didn't know the name of the game. Empire
As a
Earth.
recollection.
Do you know Empire
Ow!
Earth and those ones?
I know of them. Yes, they're aren't they? Oh crap, zombie. Aren't they 4X style or sort of turn-based things like XCOM is?
Yeah, basically. And there was like the original Age of Empires and like Age of Mythology and things like that as well. Which
Oh yeah, Age of Mythology was great.
I love that game.
Never actually played those ones, to be honest.
It's, I quite enjoyed the multiplayer of Age of Mythology. I didn't really like it on the Age of Empire games so much, just probably because I was bad at it.
Yeah, probably.
It's generally a good theme that you don't like games you're bad at.
I don't like a lot of games.
Okay, what else we got? Nope, they've spammed the chat, so I can't see any questions there. We'll have to go back to the YouTube questions.
I have a question.
Got them.
Right.
It's asked by Dirty Morth. Now,
I've seen some of these already.
yeah.
I have this feeling of impending doom.
we already had one from him. Was the how drunk have you been? But a very simple one.
If that's the
you
first
would
one,
either have to sleep with Arnold Schwarzenegger or Morgan Freeman, who would it be?
God's sake.
I think Malakith, you can go first on this one. We'll go to
Good luck.
I'll pass. No, I guess they're going to want to answer, aren't they? I'll go with Morgan Freeman just for the voice.
Fair enough.
Arnie's a bit past it now.
I think.
Oh,
what sort of stage of Arnie's career are we talking about?
Went back in his prime, I think.
Back when he punched the camel in Conan.
Yeah,
oh yeah, defo then. I would defo do that.
Oh dear.
No.
Damn it.
Congratulations on sounding like a 12-year-old.
That's alright, mate.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger, definitely. Like you said, in his prime, it would be like bouncing around on a bouncy castle.
That's not the mental image I wanted.
Thinking about it, it'd probably like your pelvis quite easily, wouldn't he? He is like solid mid, so.
Oh,
yeah. Wow.
Morph, what have you descended us into?
Morph, you are now responsible for the scarring of the internet.
Yeah. Are you going to carry on with Morph's questions then? Now you've gone down that route.
Okay.
Well, you know, point of no return, so might as well.
Okay. Question 2 by him is: what is the wildest, most rebellious thing you have ever done?
Set fire to my friend's little brother.
Oh, wow.
I think that's the winner there.
Yeah.
Well, no, wait until you've heard mine. Although, actually, I think setting fire to someone might be worse.
Yeah.
But I pushed someone in a trolley in front of a van that was moving. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
But they didn't die. It was fine.
Oh, that's alright then.
Yeah.
I think the worst thing's probably nudging someone in a pond on a school trip, but never mind. They deserved it.
Yes, damn them.
Yeah.
Malakith, that's a very boring answer. Can't you
Yeah,
just
I know.
make it up?
No.
Go on, make it up now on the spot and make it realistic.
How can I make it up and make it realistic? That's kind of two conflicting things.
Well, not really. Just use your imagination.
Oh god, that's always a dangerous thing.
Um,
He's an engineer, he doesn't have an imagination.
yeah, it has to be real. I guess we did spend an entire week trolling the crap out of one of the new apprentices in the usual fashion of apprentices everywhere. Convincing him there was such a thing as an AC battery, and then sent him to a shop to go and ask for one. That didn't go down well for him. Yeah, they thought he was taking the piss and actually banned him from the shop. So that kind of backfired because we then couldn't use him to go ever get anything.
So you didn't have anything like a crazy on fire, like
No.
hot balloon ride down a cliff or anything? Then?
Down a cliff.
No.
Why would you have an on-fire hot air balloon ride down a cliff? Surely the point of a hot air balloon is to be airborne.
No,
if you're
but-
on fire, the chances of you being airborne are quite slow.
Yeah, but the thing
Quite
is,
unlikely.
it uses fire to do a fly, doesn't it?
You mean...
So-
well, technically, no.
He uses
alright,
the
it
hot air
air.
generated
Yeah,
by
alright,
the fire.
Yeah, but
Go on, Parky, get it right.
hot air comes from fire because fire hot. So
Fire hot!
Og.
fire hot.
Og.
Me make fire. Ooga, ooga.
Oh, God. Anyway, next.
Should we have some serious questions?
Yeah.
So, someone wanted to know why we don't move the planet side thing to a different day, Chad.
What, as in other than Tuesday? Because we've all got everything on. Saturday, Sunday tends to be my busiest day. Saturday...
Yeah, let's just make this into an answer to everything. Why don't we play 8 billion games that everyone wants us to play in general as YouTubers?
Because you can't play every single game that everybody wants. Fact.
Yeah, there's a finite amount of time in the week until it starts growing on trees. We're limited on what we can do.
Yes.
And the first person who invents a time machine is unlikely to go make YouTube videos using it.
This is fair. Although saying that, actually, that's an interesting question. If you made a time machine, what would you do? Where would you go? And this is a time and space machine, not just a time machine.
We'll let Chad decide who's going first.
Parky.
What was the question?
Oh,
time
Jesus.
machine, what would you do?
Go back into a time when you could remember the question.
Yeah. Okay, that's...
Alright. No, what would I do with a time machine?
A time and space machine, so you could go anytime, anywhere.
Does it have to be war?
Sorry?
Like, can I go back in time into a video game? Or...
That's not logical.
Do one real answer and
sorry.
one crazy I'm going to a video game.
Do a real answer and then a Parky answer.
That's going to be the theme for the rest of the show. We'll have the real answer and then Parky vision.
Alright, I'd go back to a time, probably medieval England, right, when I'd go back and sound proper posh there, because everyone speaks like a Cockney Londoner. And all the women are easy. So that is a good time. Alright, and then serious answer.
That wasn't the serious answer?
No.
God.
The serious answer would probably be... actually, no. This is a good point. Because obviously I've been educated, like I've got an A level in physics, and yeah, I know you wouldn't believe it, would you?
Yeah, it doesn't show.
And maths, and like all these like sciences and stuff. And obviously I'm doing a degree. If I went back in time, I'd be like really intelligent, wouldn't I? At the time, and I'd go back to a time when they haven't discovered the things that I learned at school. And I'd be like, oh, I made all this stuff up. Name it after me. And then.
I can actually make a good topic out of this. It was something that one of my lecturers brought up. Is that you go back to where, you know, Plato and all those kind of guys are, and Leonardo da Vinci, and you walk up to them and you go, I've got this amazing idea for a TV. And they go, oh, okay, how does it work? Go. Of anything you can think of, explain how it works.
Malakith, can you explain how a microwave works?
Not really, but the problem was you can explain that bit, but then you go, but it's powered by electricity, and they'll go, what's that? And then you'll go, lightning in a wire that we make somehow.
I think that a microwave is like so weird in the way that it works. I don't think anyone in the world actually understands how a microwave works. I think they say that they do, but they don't. They just know how like the circuit goes together. I reckon that aliens like made the pyramids or whatever, and then gave us a microwave and went, here, cook your food with that.
How do you go from making the pyramids to a microwave?
Well, I don't know. Magic. They're aliens. They can do whatever they want. If they're bored enough to make people make massive triangles in a desert, they're probably bored enough to give us some technology, aren't they?
I suppose.
The the one example people in the class could think of was how to explain was a toaster, which doesn't bode well considering it's an engineering class. And the teacher's response was basically, okay, I'm Da Vinci, so in 2,000 years or whatever it was, all you've managed to do is successfully toast both sides of the toast at the same time. Compared to let's stick it on a stick and put it near a fire.
Master Malakith?
Yes.
Am I allowed to quickly take a break because I'm needed?
Yep, sure.
Cool. Alright.
Whoops. Oh
right,
dear.
It's just us three.
Apparently so it means we can talk about him while he's not here.
Cool.
Aha, sheep!
Bobatini says, imagine Chad with a mohawk. I think that's an awesome thing to try and picture. Where's the Photoshop? Somebody get on it.
Oh god.
Well, so Malakith, what was the sort of general response to you doing a COD commentary?
There was quite a few people who went, oh yeah, go do it. And I still haven't actually gone and looked up what's different about someone doing a COD commentary. I mean,
you've got to be like extremely over enthusiastic and American, and be really like shit, but still good at the same time.
So it's kind of Diplex when he's excited kind of commentary. Just talking rapidly at speed.
Yeah, basically.
Been there, done that. Done that with tribes.
And just try and make it sound as if you actually know what you're talking about, but you probably don't. That's basically StarCraft 2.
Yeah, welcome to my life.
That's basically my entire Crusader Kings 2 gameplay, and everyone's like, oh my god, you know what you're doing! It's like, this whole gameplay was for me to learn how to play this game, but okay, if you think so.
Yeah, you give it. That's the thing, Mal. You you actually exude the appearance of competence quite well.
Yeah.
Must be the engineering background, even though, you know, it's not based on any kind of fact.
Either that or it's the people that surround me. You know, as a reference point.
Surround yourself by idiots to make yourself appear smarter.
Yeah, exactly. What was it? In the land of blind monkeys, the one-eyed one is king, or something random along those lines. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have. Oh, Jesus Christ!
In a land of blind people, the one-eyed man is king.
That's it.
Amazing.
Mind you, saying that, at my university, no one in my flat even knows how to use a toaster. So, and we're the ones that are going to be running the country in like 10 years' time. So, like, GG Britain, really. I mean, just to think, I might be in an important computing position in like a big company. Like, come on.
So someone's asking a question. They've written it upside down, but it's not particularly well worded. It's what goes up and down, the starts without moving.
What goes up and down starts without moving?
Sorry, it's not starts. I misread that. It's stairs. What goes up and down the stairs without moving?
The carpet.
Air?
Yeah, I'll go with air or the carpet. Both of those were what came to mind.
Yeah.
But I guess air moves. Carpet doesn't.
Indeed.
Someone texted me saying that they'd go back in time to a time when Chadman had hair.
Who did that? Was that Morph?
1986.
Yeah.
So
That's when it was.
Chad lost his hair the year before I was born. I wonder if that's a sign.
Yeah.
Wow.
I clearly stole it.
Welcome back. What happened?
Speak to my housemate about something.
Oh, right.
Yeah, there was probably drug dealers at the door or something, or the police.
Oh.
As usual.
We have
a
quite
woman
a common...
just dropped dead, didn't she?
Yeah,
the other day
a few weeks ago, the woman downstairs died, and
Really?
we have
You didn't
police
kill her,
around.
did you?
No.
Okay, I wasn't sure. Just thought I'd check.
What's the easiest way to get food in this thing without having to go find chickens?
How
How do you get seeds now? I can't remember.
you need
break
to...
long
You
grass.
can't eat seeds.
Yeah, and you...
And you need a
Or you
hose
can
to
try and
salvage
find
them
the
all.
village.
Oh, that won't
The
grow
trouble
in
is, it's
time either.
finding an open area that doesn't have a building in it. There's so many buildings around here. I've managed to build my little hut on top of a hill where there's nobody else around, but I'm surrounded by loads of buildings. But anyway, should we do some more questions while Mouse starves to death?
Sure. What was the previous question?
I don't even know.
Oh yeah, something about going back in time. No one other than
Oh,
Parky answered that one, so Kipps can go.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was actually a question from me.
okay. If I could travel in time, I would go back into medieval times. I've always wanted to do this with a Huey gunship, and I'll go to, like the Battle of Agincourt, whatever it was, with a Huey gunship, and reign supreme ruler over everyone. So they think I'm God.
Is Agincourt really the right selection, seeing as the British lost like 400 men to like 20,000
Okay, maybe not
French
that
or
one.
something?
A bigger one then, which we lost, which I really can't think of one, but yeah, that one.
It's your attention to detail that I like.
And I'll take a nuke back with me, nuke France.
Yeah, I would as well.
What's the talk button in this game?
Hey,
T.
The P.
I must have it turned off. I'm trying to set home. Go on, Chad. While I'm trying to work out how to do this, you can answer your own question.
oh god. I wouldn't mind going back to medieval times just to see it and meet certain people, like Henry V, or watch the Battle of Bosworth Field, Richard III and Henry VII. I've actually been to Dealey Plaza in Texas, and I wouldn't mind being there on November the 23rd, just to see what happens. But, that's about it, really. I mean, for me, it would be medieval times. That's when... Although, to be honest, walking around Rome in the, 500 AD, the times of Tiberius Gracchus and people like that, when Rome was going through major changes, that would have been fantastic to see and meet Cicero and lots of famous people. And
Wasn't he from Assassin's
Spartacus.
And Spartacus, yeah.
And all the fit women that in the TV programme.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think you'll be sorely disappointed there.
Yes. So-
Creeper. Like it.
But also, go to places like Athens and stuff like that. And, seeing in the library in Alexandria, that would be awesome.
It's in Egypt, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it got destroyed by fire. So all the scrolls and everything that were kept by Alexander the Great were all lost. So to see all
Not
of
all
that
of
stuff,
them, though.
well, not all of them, but a lot of them were. A large majority of them were.
Kipps has just got him under his bed.
Yeah, it probably has.
Yeah, I've actually got one. It's all like old.
I got it when
covered
I
in
went to
sand.
Egypt a few years
It's
ago.
all like old.
Yeah.
Well, I'd be worried if it was new.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Shall
Anyway.
we go next question?
Yeah, I've got to answer, haven't I?
I think
Oh God.
I thought someone asked me one a minute. Yeah, happy banana. All right, I'll answer happy bananas one. Would you rather have a lot of monies or not ever have any kids and a woman, or have almost no money and have kids and a nice lady?
Happy's English coming to the fore there.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think I would rather have moderate amounts of money and have like a nice family. And if like, to be honest, I think people are more important than money, at least initially, until they annoy you, and then money's obviously a lot better.
Gareth is in the chat.
Yeah, he's asking why you've got a forehead fetish. Would you like to explain this one?
I don't. It's just Gareth's forehead. It's so like central. Like honestly, it's just. I don't know, I
Gazza.
can't explain it. Yeah, the gazda,
The gasm.
the gasm. Yeah.
The gasm. Oh, Jesus.
Never mind. Right. Let's see. Where would I go? I'd probably go back to Napoleonic eras, just because, I mean, I'm reading a book on Napoleon at the moment. There's a free one on Amazon Kindle. I think it's by Lockhart. It's actually really good considering it's free. But
Really?
it's just like, it's like the numbers that he went up against were ridiculous. It's like beating armies 4 times his size. And I just want to go back and see what the hell they did wrong to screw up that badly.
Bad commanders, probably the same way they did in World War One. Because if you look back at the history of the way the battles were fought, you look at how the battles were fought in the Napoleonic era, that they still essentially fought those battles the same way in the American Civil War. But the only thing that hadn't improved, or had improved, was the arms. So the arms were significantly more accurate and more deadly, but the problem is that the strategies hadn't actually kept up with the arms, so as a result there were so many casualties. Exactly the same thing happened in World War One, where machine guns came to the fore, and the first foray of the Americans, the doughboys as they were called, into the First World War, got them 10,000 casualties in the first day, because they were up against machine guns and they were still using the old walk into battle tactics. So yeah, anyway.
Yeah. So that's definitely one I'd go back to, just because, you know, you read about it, and some of it's going to be down to his tactical genius, but some of it's going to be down to the utter retardedness of his opponents, and I just want to see that side of it, because you never see the books on that, because victors never write up how stupid they are.
Another one I'd like to add to that, I wouldn't mind sitting down and having a long talk and lunch with the likes of Winston Churchill. That would be very cool.
Yeah, actually, that'd be pretty cool. Margaret Thatcher.
No.
No? Okay.
Oh, speaking of actually, I've got a story about what's his face, the fat one from history.
Thatcher.
Wow.
I nearly said
Winston
Thatcher.
Churchill,
It's
The one
as
from
a
the Ukraine
recollection,
advert.
I'll beyond comparison.
My uncle used to work as like an air stewardess. Right.
What?
That'd be steward.
I'm
Yeah.
sure he would like to be called cabin crew.
That sounds like a story in itself.
More coffee, darling!
Okay, moving swiftly on and carrying on with the
Yeah.
story.
Darling.
We'll get to the story in a minute.
Yeah, okay. So anyway, he was an air stewardess. Yeah. And yeah, basically he dealt with all the people in like first class. And this must have been a good like, I don't know, a long time ago when when Winston Churchill was like still a figure in everyone's minds, more so than today. And he basically, my uncle, he was serving Winston Churchill basically on one of these flights, and he broke one of his cigars when he went to put his bag up in the overhead compartment. It dropped down and broke his cigar, and it was hanging on this little thread. And it's just a nice story that our family has.
You broke Winston Churchill's cigar.
Yes.
Could sound a bit sordid if you didn't have all the fluff of the story around it.
Yeah. Sorry about
Oh
that.
crap, creeper. Sorry. Right. Someone's asking, would you say that you're a competitive or casual gamer? Do you want to start with Chad?
I don't know. I can. I like to think I'm casual. It depends on the game I'm playing. Sometimes I can get very competitive. That used to happen with Command and Conquer when I used to play it with friends. Used to get very competitive over that. I always have a drive to improve, to try and get better, to try and learn. But I also try and temper that desire to learn and improve with a sense of fair play. I don't want to play on an unfair playing field. If I beat someone, I want to beat them on fair terms, otherwise it's no victory at all.
Go on, Kipps.
I think people who've played multiplayer games with me may be able to back me up on this. I'm a very competitive player, and I do sort of rage when I lose. So yeah,
I can confirm.
but yeah, especially in Worms. Stupid game, honestly.
Parky's sitting meekly in the corner, going, "I've been on the receiving end of this."
I've nearly. Do you remember Lemmings? Do you remember Lemmings? I've nearly had a punch up with one of my best friends because of that game. So yeah, I can understand the rage-inducing.
I keep beating him. So.
Oh right, I see. That's not too bad then.
Silly games.
Got him, Parky.
Indeed.
Parky.
Oh god, someone wake him up.
Yeah. Oh, it's. I am here. Hello.
Hello,
Yeah.
hello. Mr. Parky, come in, sir.
Can you hear me, right?
Yeah,
Unfortunately, yes.
Right. Okay. No, I'm just slightly concerned because everyone turned into a robot for a second. Anyway, yeah, I would say I'm pretty competitive, but I always, as you can probably imagine, treat things with a bit of light-heartedness. Meaning quite a lot of light-heartedness to the point where most of the time I just end up trolling people. But when I take games seriously, I do take it seriously.
Yeah.
Like Worms. I do silently rage. Kipps and Morth don't watch me when we play these games, but I do silently rage when Worms get killed. But yeah, most of the time, not too bad.
Cool. Alright, so that's just me now then, isn't it?
Yes.
Right. Much like Parky, I kind of consider that I have sort of two approaches to things. I'm either taking it seriously or I'm not. If I'm taking it seriously, it's the same as stuff in life. If someone puts me in charge of something and I'm responsible for it, then I expect things to be done properly and on time and everything else, and I will take it stupidly seriously. But if it's just completely messing around, then I really don't care who wins or loses. So it's whether I can make that distinction before the thing starts usually. We've had a question from Hovis, which probably isn't directed at Chad. He says, do any of you think university was worth the money, and also is it worth leaving home and living in places? Do you have to clean your own stuff?
I think we know the answer to this one, don't we, Kipps, at the moment?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. This is probably not a best option.
No. I think I can speak on mine and Parky's behalf that we both hate university.
Yeah.
Why?
And we feel that it was not worth the money going to it.
Why?
Because it's just terrible.
Why?
It's just,
Why is it terrible? You can't just say it's terrible and tell somebody not to go to university without putting it in some kind of context. You have to say to them, it's terrible because, one, they don't stimulate any kind of thought in their people, that kind of stuff.
It's terrible because, one, it smells. No, I'm joking. Basically, with my university, the computing area is it's so outdated, and it's just it's nothing what it should be for the money, and the people who go there are childish idiots. It's not a mature environment. Obviously, each university is different, but
yeah, I was going to say, is that not down to your choice of uni? I mean, I thoroughly recommend people go and look in depth at these things at the open days, so they get the uni they're expecting. But I mean, were you given that opportunity, or did they hide that from you when they did their open day?
they hid it very well.
They hid it very well. That's a shame.
Yeah.
I would say personally, it's like Kipps mentioned, more on the fact that I think I've been quite unlucky, especially this year, because I'm living in a flat with 10 people. I'm in halls, and basically like it's like living in hell. Basically, like, I don't know how else to explain it. Like, I just don't. And of course, because we're doing, I know it's going to sound really bad. We're doing a computing course. Most of the people on the computing course tend to be fairly unusual in nature. Let's put it that way. And
Yeah.
I think it can be said that it's not really the best selection of people to go into. Definitely not. I'd say my course is fine. Like, I'm not enjoying my course, but I mean, I don't really think that many people do enjoy their courses, honestly, unless it's maybe like more of an arty subject, or if you're really passionate. But I think it's just more like my personal situation. I'm not enjoying because like there's things like people are stealing food out of my cupboards and things like that. It's just really pissing me off. And funny thing is though, I retaliate and end up just like squeezing people's cheese in their fridge and like putting it back in and things like this.
What?
There's things that
It changes you, man.
let's hope
The
none of you watch
ninja cheese squeezer. There's a cheese squeezer abroad in the country, ladies and gentlemen. We must seek him out and destroy him.
Okay.
No, but it's things like that, and just like living in filth, and also the fact that everyone is just so childish, like really childish and immature, just really.
Okay, just to give it some background, the current fees for the UK are you have to pay 9,000 per year in fees, plus whatever you then have to pay in rent on top. Now that sounds like a lot, and compared to the 3,000 that it used to be, and before that the 1,000, it is a lot. But back then you got a lot less support in terms of loans and grants, so they have opened it up so more people can make it.
Oh, lagging hard.
And although, I mean, if you're looking at maintenance, well, I mean, what do you guys pay in maintenance a year? It's like 6,000 roughly.
No clue.
I honestly don't know because my dad pays for all of it.
Right.
So
I
He's a kept man.
I don't live in halls, so how much is renting a halls a month? Any idea?
No clue.
per week, it's I think about 320.
And that's
So it's
with
quite
food
expensive.
supplied.
Not per week. per
No,
month.
that's without food.
That-
That's so per month. It's about
Really?
God,
you could get
about
you could get a
1,000
house outside of halls for that for a month. Surely.
yeah, I know, but I kind of don't want to live on my own. So,
Aww.
mind you, at the moment, my own would be better than living here. Trust me, Jesus Christ.
So you're looking at like 15k a year.
Yeah, basically.
But that all comes from the government in terms of loans or grants, usually, depending on your financial situation. And although it sounds like a lot, it acts more like a tax. You don't start paying anything back until you earn over a certain amount, and then it's a tiny little number that comes off of your paycheck before you even see it. So it's not like you've got this massive 12k debt, sort of, it'll be 30, 40k debt sort of sat there, draining your money every month. So it's not as bad as it sounds from that perspective, throwing those big numbers around. But my personal views of the university, I mean, I've worked for 5 years in what I want to end up working back in before I went, because they decided that you got to a certain level in the company, and then they went, well, you can't go any further, you don't have a degree even though you can do the job. So that's something you're always going to have to consider depending which sort of environment you go into. If you want to get promoted, you may well need a degree regardless of whether you want to get one or not. And I do agree with Parky, the maturity of the other people on the course is ridiculous. I mean, there's 2 of us there that came through the same situation, so we're 5-6 years older than most of them. They don't give a crap, they leave all their work to the last minute, they just go out drinking or whatever else, which is part of it, but it's, there's moderation, and then they wonder why they're failing, and, I'm spending minimal effort, I must admit, and doing particularly well, so it's not that it's a difficult course, it's just they're not applying themselves even remotely.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with that.
But
No,
it's
I know
it's
a bit
definitely
ironic.
Sorry.
It's ironic me saying that other people are immature because I'm probably one of the most immature people that I can think of. But it's sort of like it's different, if you know what I mean.
It's not
like
it's,
in real life. I'm not immature.
Yeah,
but that's just my character kind of thing. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Whereas everyone else behaves like this, like 12-year-olds, which is not very useful.
No.
Yeah, they just expect everything to be done for them, and I don't know.
Let's be fair also that not all 12-year-olds are like that.
No,
that is true.
But there you go. So I would thoroughly recommend looking in depth at the university before you pick one. It's very much going to depend where you go. I mean, I've got pretty lucky. All my teachers are pretty awesome, to be honest. But are you guys at traditional universities? I mean, I'm at what used to be a polytechnic, so it's very practical in its basis, and it has teachers that come from backgrounds of actually doing the job, as opposed to just being lecturers their whole lives.
Alright. No, mine's a proper university.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
Proper.
You really just get.
Yeah, so that's something to always consider. I mean, that's more an engineering thing than it's going to depend what course you're doing massively.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Obviously, hands-on in engineering is kind of important. If you don't know how to, you can know all the theory you like if you haven't got a clue how to actually apply it.
Yeah, that's true. Next question.
Right, what else we got? Someone's been rambling about they want to know what our thoughts on US gun law are.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can I just put out? I don't really care. To be honest.
Yep.
I just think.
Yeah.
No. I think the problem is we don't live there, first of all, so it's hard to pay much like honest feeling and affection towards people. Because, like, you know, like the helicopter crash in London a few days ago. Me and Kipps were talking about this, and we were like, why is that on the news? Yet, like, when someone dies in Afghanistan, why is that not, like, front page news and stuff like that? It's just like, I think all of this sort of media stuff, it's very controversial what like everyone thinks, but I personally think that I really don't care. I know it sounds really bad, but I don't. Now, obviously, I think it'd be good if they didn't have guns at all, but that's only because I live in a country that doesn't.
Yeah, I think they would struggle to go to that because they've had guns for so long. You know, you people just hide them. I mean, you can get guns in the UK, and we've never had them as a law, but nowhere near to the ease with which they would get them. I mean, we're going to do a massive hand-in of every gun in the country. That'd just be ridiculous. No one's going to follow that. Well, most people won't follow that. They'll just hide them somewhere. But anyway...
I mean, what was the first thing? When they mentioned it, when they mentioned that there might be like some sort of gun regulation coming in of any kind, all the gun sales went right up, didn't they? So people were like stockpiling before the thing happened. So it's a bit silly.
Yeah, it's pretty silly.
Anyway, someone's asking, are we going to do a Three Kings of Spain multiplayer in Crusader Kings? I think we've got too much on our plate to be considering that at the moment. There's a few things in the works that you guys don't know about and won't be revealed for a while, so keep your eyes peeled. Parky and Kipps, when you come to Amsterdam, are we going to hang out, says Happy Banana. Apparently you're going to Amsterdam. I don't know if he's paying.
No, we are going to Amsterdam.
Or Amsterdam.
Probably this Easter, maybe, I don't know. And yeah, just going to Amsterdam. It's going to be...
But was it like just a special weekend for the two of you?
No, it's going to be me and Parky going. We're going to meet up with Morth. And then whoever else wants to come who's nearby is free to come and have a drink with us and stuff like that. So yeah.
And stuffs.
Yes. None of the illegal stuff, of course.
Of course. We would never suggest such a thing.
Must have been the 77 Y have had a thread.
Boring at any point.
The 77 Y forums have had a thread about meeting up for ages, but it seems everyone's in every far part of the country they can imagine, and nobody's anywhere near each other. It's just really random.
Yeah, it's tough to get me grouping together, isn't it? But
yeah. But you'd think there'd be at least one person that's geographically close to another if you have, you know, that many people.
Yeah.
Right, what else we got? What's the most retarded comment you've ever had on one of your videos? There's competition for that one. Yeah. Parky's going to have to come up with a compilation video of them.
Yeah. Oh, am I going first? Sorry.
Yeah, go on.
Yes. Congratulations, you volunteered.
Right. I just think it's like, I can't really specifically find one, but I know one thing that really annoys me, and I know probably annoys other YouTubers, is the fact, especially at the moment, where, well, just in general actually, where whenever you post a video of one series, say I posted a Don't Starve video, literally, like, people will comment on the day that it came out saying, when are you next posting one of these other series, and I'm like, well, you know my schedule, you know the answer to this. Are you just asking to try and make me do it quicker? Because if you are, then it's not really working. Because you're just annoying me. And why are you mentioning a different series in that series? And just things like that. There's several like things that I think get on all YouTubers' nerves.
Lack of reading tends to be the root cause of nearly all of them. Like, what game am this? It's like, well, just look at the title, idiot. It's right there in front of you with a full thing in the description telling you where you can download it, all the mods that are being used, where those can be downloaded. But what game am this?
Yeah, for Christ's sake, everyone, use the description, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Read it.
It's there to describe things so you don't have to ask the question that's already been answered. The amount that whole lack of reading thing really bugs me. I mean, like everyone's got their schedule up somewhere, no one reads it. What else? Oh, my favourite one recently has to have been the American Marine just come back from deployment commenting on the Napoleonic Wars videos saying your tactics are crap, you should be using all of the modern day tactics. Which, that went down well. And then he started arguing saying no, they never fought like that in real life, they've clearly always used the modern tactics, so at which point he was thoroughly abused. So that's my most retarded post for recent times.
Mine is constantly saying, "Are you British or Swedish?" And I was like, for God's sake, they're mine.
Someone asked me whether I was American. Can you believe that?
Yeah,
American.
Like, I've had that as well.
Serious?
It's like they've asked the two people that have Union Jacks in their symbol, are they American?
Yeah, that's not exactly smart.
You had a good one, didn't you, Chad?
I did have a couple. One that was quite funny was the guy who thought I was bashing America when I did my war trailer. When in fact, technically, what I was doing was I was mocking my own inability and inexperience with the game. But he took it to mean the fact that I was bashing America when in fact that's not what I was doing. But for, he accepted his mistake, so he's not like a lot of people. The only thing that frustrates me is when something's been uploaded and it's obviously just gone and they say, why isn't this in HD? It's like, well, it's just gone up, so it takes some time for processing it. And it's like some people who don't run channels don't understand that it takes time to process these things. If you do it in such a way that it does it with a schedule, it processes it before it goes live, but sometimes because of outside influences or controls that you don't necessarily do that, and it goes public as soon as you publish it. And for that reason, it means that it's not always going to be HD by the time it's viewable by the public. And it's to be honest, I just like, yeah, whatever.
That used to be a much bigger problem. Now YouTube's put on a great big orange thing that says, this is still processing. Higher resolutions may not be available. It's like, well, clearly your lack of reading is continuing.
Yeah. These are things that, I think the most frustrating thing is the lack of people not reading or the description. Plus, I think also the problem is that if you type more than is in the size of the standard description box, it gets rid of all of it. So it doesn't actually show you all of the description, which has got a lot of pertinent detail in it. So all they see is the first sort of like 3 to 4 lines, and it's like, oh, blah, 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 okay, fine. And then they ask the question, which you've already answered in the description.
Go on, Parky, you were going to say something there.
You lagged out.
Is he? No,
I was just going to say, but the other argument would be that it's not exactly
rocket science.
Yeah, it's not exactly rocket science to click the little arrow, is it, on the description?
Yeah, but the thing is, bear in mind that you're talking about people who are sitting down watching videos. So, also the way that everything has changed, people have become fundamentally lazier. You just have to look at the way that games have changed over the course of the last decade or so. Games have got easier. Why is that? Because people don't want to put the hard work in that's involved in order to get better at a game. That's anything that's worthwhile takes practice. Anything that's worthwhile takes a little bit of hard graft at it, and because people don't want to do that, they either don't have the time or they don't have the inclination. So as a result, things get easier, and we've fallen into a trap of essentially people becoming lazier and lazier and lazier because they're so used to having everything available to them, or it's all very easy. And as soon as they actually have to think for themselves, that's when the problem starts occurring.
Yeah, lack of common sense. My other big complaint is when they go, where can I get this game? It's like, well, if you'd type that exact sentence and put the game's name into Google, you would have had your answer a good, 12 hours before I got back around to looking at the video and giving you a response.
Yeah, it's a common sense thing. It's really a common sense thing, because it's like, okay, sit down, think about this from a common sense point of view. Where would I go to find out the information to the question I've just asked? You know what? I'll look at Google, and maybe I'll come back and say, oh, by the way, I looked at Google, but it sent me here and it sent me here, and I'm not sure which one is correct. Could you please advise me? In which case, somebody like ourselves, would say, yeah, sure, you want to go to this link. At least somebody's kind of made a little bit of effort without just going, where can we get this from, without actually putting any kind of effort. They want you to do it for them. And, to a certain degree, looking at it from a most basic level, that is what a let's play is. You're playing the game for that person, really. So even though they're experiencing the game through you, you're playing it to a certain degree on their behalf. So whether or not let's plays have become so popular that it kind of perpetuates the laziness of gamers, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, that's an interesting discussion there, that let's plays are actually making people more reliant on just being told everything. I mean, you get guides for nearly every game on how to complete stuff, and I'm sure lots of people use them rather than working things out for themselves anymore.
I mean, I remember when you and I used to play Air Attack, Mal.
Yeah.
And there were no guides. You learnt as you played. You learnt from other people. Other people taught you stuff. They showed you how to do things. You went up against a better player, and you're thinking, holy shit, he just knocked the 7 sorts of crap out of me. How did he do that? But because you were recording a demo, you can then go back, you can look at it from his point of view and think, I wonder what he did there. And then you start playing around with it, and you start experimenting. That's the kind of stuff that makes open-ended gamings especially, but games in general, more rewarding, because it's a process of discovery, and we've lost that kind of the search for knowledge, the search for information, the search to how to improve. We're expecting everything to go boom, 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 boom. It's here, it's available for you. I've got everything I want. I don't have to think about it. I can just play the game and switch off. There's no kind of indication where you actually have to. What happens if you had to think about something? It was dependent on your ability to work out a problem. I like puzzle games, for example. Portal. I loved playing Portal. I did a co-op with Cucumber. We played it start to finish in the first night. And Parky just times out. He must have died of boredom.
No, he's still moving.
Okay, all right. But yeah, that's just what I feel about it. It's just I like games that challenge me. That's why on my playthrough of Retro Wednesday, I did the same level 6 times, because I was not going to be beaten by a sodding game. I refuse to be beaten. If it means I have to change my playstyle, if it means I have to change the layout of how everything works, if it means that I have to change in order to beat that game, then I want to do that. I don't want the game to say to me, you know what, you're not doing very well. I'm going to patronise you and make the game easier so you feel like less of a retard. No, I don't want that. When I beat a game, I want to know I've beaten the bastard. I don't care about anything else. I want to know that I have beaten that game through either my own tenacity or my ability to adapt to what the game is giving me. And to take away that from me, I react very badly to.
Yeah. Your thoughts on that, Kipps?
So I was just giving Parky the password for our theme.
I apologise. There's another bad thing about university internet, the fact that at this time of night, everyone is on it at the same time, and they provide literally the worst service in the world. So I do apologise.
But I hasten to add, it was a lot worse before they started blocking the likes of Kazaa and WinMX and everything like that. Up to 90% of the Janet network, which at the time was fantastic. It was 150 megabit fibre link all around all the universities. 90% of that bandwidth was being taken up by file sharing. So it's actually a lot better than you realise.
I do wonder how familiar Parky and Kipps are with Janet, because we did a module on it recently. So
I don't like Janet.
Yeah, she's a bit of a bitch. Okay, sorry, Kipps, did you want to comment on what I've just been talking about, or were you even listening?
I sort of phased out, but from what I gathered, Yeah, no comment. I just
Okay.
that. So
Okay.
there's no. It's just because I woke up really early this morning. It's sort of just like I'm like super tired. So
Oh, poor baby.
yeah, sorry.
No, it's all right. I mean, it's what can I say? I'll hold on to these discussions for hopefully the day when I end up on the TGS podcast, and I can give Total Biscuit some grief.
I mean, I would.
Yeah.
Go on, Parky. Has he dived off again? Mid-sentence.
Wow.
I mean, I would comment. No, I would comment on this. However, everyone sounds like they're speaking in dubstep.
That's a great description.
Wow. That's great. To be honest, I've never met anybody. I mean, this man has more lag than the plumbers convention.
Oh god.
Next.
Next. Let's see.
Yeah, I would agree with.
Wow.
He'll get a sentence out in a minute. Never mind. Ah, dear.
Do we have any more questions from your
They've probably
videos,
got plenty.
Malakith?
From the videos, right? Let me just have a check. You guys have a chat. There was a random one. Are Jaffa cakes or biscuits?
Cakes. It was proven. It was. There was a legal thing about it, and they were proven to be cakes rather than biscuits. So you can say what you like about it, but it has been legally proved, so therefore irrelevant.
It was their ability to go stale within a certain time or something.
Exactly. Yeah, something to do along those lines.
Oh, I don't know that.
However, saying that, I don't like Jaffa cakes.
Someone's got a question from me about the Robot Wars video I put up a long time ago. I had a university project which was, you had, I think it was 3 weeks to, from scratch, build your own robot. All they gave you was a pair of cordless drills, which you then had to gut for pieces. And
Wow.
then Bigger Brother, who some of you may know from the TV series, basically came along and chucked everyone in the pond because, well, the teachers owned him and just wanted an excuse to play with it, I think, is the real reason for that whole part of the course. So people wanted to know how he got there. So it's basically the teacher of that course was the person who was on the TV program with it, which is why he owns it. Anyway, what else we got? Chad, they're saying what can we expect from you in upcoming videos, but I think you've already answered that one.
Yes, I have.
Will we be seeing any Kerbal Space Program from Chadman?
Yes.
Just yes.
Yes.
Planned series or just random live stream?
Most likely a planned series. But at the moment, I'm doing stuff where I'm just experimenting with the rocketry side of things, and I kind of want to get the hang of that before I start playing around with actually doing a series. It would be great. I'd love to do it, but it's just I kind of want to increase my general knowledge of it before I start trying to make an idiot of myself on YouTube. So.
That's what Kerbal's all about, massive explosions and completely unrealistic rockets.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I have downloaded some mods so that I can, I've got a rocketry mod which enables you to build quite cool stuff, and other bits and pieces like that, as well as a few sort of modifications that you've got, like for the lander.
Yeah.
So I want to do those kind of things as well. I would like to start putting space stations up and things of that nature, but I haven't really had time to experiment around with them. I'm just trying to get my Kerbals into space, into a suitable, Jesus Christ, a suitable orbit, and then once I can start getting a round orbit successfully and consistently, then I know I can work on the other things.
Right. Have Kipps and Parky ever played Kerbal, or is it not something you've endeavoured in?
Yeah, I have actually. I played it about 2 months ago. Parky's holding a sign up saying something. I can't see what it...
I dread to think.
Yeah, I don't know what it says. But I played it a couple of months ago, and yeah, I really enjoy it. I think they're doing a good job on it. I haven't played it since, but I've noticed there's a lot more planets or something.
Yeah, they've been adding new planets a lot recently. And I spoke with one of the developers. He just randomly showed up in one of my streams. I was like, it'd be really nice if you could get fuel from somewhere other than the main planet. And he went, "Oh, we're working on that. You're going to be able to put a drill down somewhere and drill fuel and then transfer
That'd be cool.
it."
That's pretty cool, yeah.
Or maybe even skim the atmosphere like you used to do in Elite for fuel, using a fuel scoop. That'd be quite interesting.
I think to start with, the looking at you drill it and it goes to a storage tank locally, and then it just magically transfers up into orbit or something, maybe.
Okay,
but,
that'd be cool.
You know, it's all little baby steps.
Yeah.
It's a ridiculous physics engine they've got going on there. So, what else we got? Anyone else in chat got some questions? Go on, some sensible ones.
Sensible ones.
They want to know if you're going to do Dungeon Keeper 2 because they've seen your Evil Genius.
Yes. After Retro Wednesday is completed, I'll try and do Dungeon Keeper 2.
Nice. So, Kipps, what's your next game you've got planned?
It's a toss-up between Black and White 2, if you've ever heard of that. I love that game. Or Roller Coaster Tycoon, I think.
Oh. You know what I really want to find a copy of that I can play on Windows 7, the original theme park. I love that game.
Yes. Yeah,
Coca-Cola.
I still remember that used to come on like 13 floppy disks or something for the Amiga. They used to have the little guy cutting the lawn as the load screen as you kindly slowly went across in little rows.
I remember it.
Oh, such a great game.
Yeah, they're really good.
Have we got Parky back yet?
Oh, of course not, don't be silly.
No, he looks like he's given up at the moment.
Yeah, he's got the headset off and the glasses are still on, so he's concentrating on something.
Yeah.
Shiny stuff.
What? Ooh.
Hovis is asking something. So, Chadman, if you could have any job other than your YouTube channel, just as a treat in life, what?
If I could have any job as a treat in life,
what would it be?
Other than YouTube channel, film director. Without question.
And he wants to know what universities us three go to.
Well, I go to Plymouth University, unfortunately.
And somehow I've turned off the interface on Minecraft. Any idea what the shortcut for that is?
F1, I think.
Cool, thank you.
Correct.
What type of films? I think I get where they're going with that one.
Not pornography. No, basically, before I started YouTube, I've got my own camera, I've got a Steadicam, I've got lights and all the stuff like that. I've done films, things of that nature. It's something that I've always enjoyed. I love the study. Maybe actually, if not necessarily making films, a cinematographer, so like director of photography, you get to shape the entire look of the film, work with the director, things of that nature. As a result of my studies into lighting and things of that nature, I kind of look at the entire world completely differently, kind of appreciating the little things, how shadows have depth and how everything is done and how wonderful nature is and how ugly a bad internet connection is.
Yeah. So, because you had something with a parkour guy for a while, did you not?
Yes, I still do. I got to go and see him this Saturday, actually. Plenty of ideas on that, and it's just, you know, so I do have another YouTube channel. That's my own personal YouTube channel. It was set up... Holy crap. It was set up just to do videos relating to parkour, things of that nature. So I've got stuff on there, and there's a picture of me in a proper Steadicam unit, which retails at about 60 grand.
Wow.
Total. But that's the kind of thing that you see. Have you guys ever seen of Goodfellas?
I haven't seen it, but
okay. Well, like, did you ever see the original Rocky film?
Yeah.
You know the bit when he's running up the stairs,
and
it's a smooth camera going up the stairs. That's a Steadicam. That's basically a guy wearing a camera strapped to himself, running up the stairs, and a spring-loaded arm basically keeps the camera steady. And I've got one of those for my little camera, and I've been trained to use a full-size one as well.
Nice. What is that, like a school of Steadicam? They train you in running.
I actually went to BBC Wood Norton, and they didn't train you in running. They trained you on how to get the camera to where you needed it to while moving your body around it. It's very, very difficult.
Very tiring, I imagine.
It is tiring, yes. Average rig can weigh going up for 20 to 50 kilograms, maybe. I'm not sure. It's bloody heavy. When I had the rig on in my personal YouTube thing, that was extremely heavy. That really made the back ache a lot.
It's all very interesting.
Oh, and yeah, I also, if anybody watched any of the Quad V coverage from the I series, specifically I-34, I-35, I-36, I was one of the guys behind the camera. So I've done camera work for Quad V as well, and I did a lot of their motion graphics.
Is Parky having problems?
Yeah, his internet's broke pretty much.
Okay.
Parky fails at the internet.
Okay, so any further questions, or are we going to start wrapping this up, I think? Unless Kipps has some topics he wants to talk about?
Well, the only questions I've been given are silly ones, which I think we've covered enough of today.
Mm-hmm. What's your... I got some questions for you.
Mm-hmm.
What's your opinion on scare games and scare cam and things of that nature in YouTube? I mean, obviously, there's a lot of very popular YouTubers out there. I'm just talking about it from a YouTube point of view. What's your feelings on that? Do you like watching those kind of things? Do they appeal to you? Is it the kind of thing you'd look at doing yourself? How do you feel about the general level of quality on the YouTube at the moment?
Personally, I like scary games. I like watching Let's Plays of them, but I just don't like this whole face cam thing, because you tend to find people putting like really fake expressions on. It just gets on my nerves a little bit. I think Parky is also the same as this. Like these thumbnails where they'll be pulling this silly face which has nothing to do with it. It's just like, oh, it's annoying. But yeah.
Yeah, I can't say I like watching them. I mean, I played Amnesia for a live stream and had the camera on for it, but scare games I don't particularly enjoy them anyway. I don't particularly like horror films. It's just, I don't know. It's because I know it's fake. I just can't get into them. It's a bit weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know what you're saying. I mean, from the point of view of kind of scary games, I think the game that I got caught up the most with the atmosphere was the original AVP. Now, the reason for that is because Aliens was one of my all-time favourite films, so when you played it as the Marines, you got that feeling of terror of all of the approaching aliens and the beeping of the detector and all the rest of it, and I got so completely caught up in that atmosphere, and it was scary as hell. But I tend to find, I mean, I've had people request, oh, you should do scare cam, you should do this, all the rest of it, stuff like that. It's like, no, I don't want to do that, because if I'm doing a video for you about a game or something like that, I want you to focus on the game. If I want you to focus on my face, I'll do a vlog or something along that, so my face is showing on the entire video. I want you to focus on the game. I don't want you to focus on my interaction with the game, because that's not what the video is about. The video is about the game, what's being played, the strategies being used, or whatever. What you're trying to do is essentially almost like you're trying to sell the game, really. You're just saying to somebody, okay, this is what I'm doing, this is the strategy, and people then get the benefit of interacting with you and talking about your strategy and the way that you play that game. They don't want to be saying, oh, so-and-so pulled a funny face, look at his derp face, look at this, look at that. Because also the problem that you mentioned is the fact that people become completely fake when they're doing that. People expect stupid reactions, and the way I see it, I've been doing broadcasting on the internet since 2000. Initially it was mostly audio and all the rest of it, so I've got a lot of kind of connections, and I know a lot of people, so I had a lot of dealings with these things. But the way I see it is that I kind of feel like I have a responsibility to entertain people, but I'm never going to pretend to be what I'm not. I am people. Most of the people who I've got to know online and met online and then got to meet in real life have said to me, Neil, you're exactly the same in real life as you are on the internet. And to me, that is a source of pride, that what you see on the internet is exactly the same as what I am in real life. You know, there's no kind of fluff or anything about it or any of that kind of crap. It's basically what you see is what you get. If you don't like it, you don't have to watch. I'm not fussed, I'm not bothered, I don't expect everybody to like me. But as far as I'm concerned, there are certain principles and certain dignity that I kind of want to display as either as a person or as a YouTube channel, and I'm not a bandwagon jumper. I don't like doing things because they're popular. If anything, I was always been the reverse. I've always liked, for example, when I played EverQuest. Everybody used to have the barbarian warriors and all the rest of it. I had a gnome, and people are like, why you got a gnome? They're like, they got high intelligence and they got the low weakness. It's like, yeah, because nobody ever does a gnome. No, you hardly ever see gnome warriors. Why is that? Because they're so crap. Yeah, I know, but also because you never see them. Yeah, it's like you never see them. You never see them, and it's. I want to be different. I don't want to be doing exactly what everybody else is doing. I mean, granted, I can understand where people come from when they say let's play to a certain degree could be regarded as, I mean, you've heard Turtle Biscuit talk about it. He kind of regards let's play as sort of like lazy content and things of that nature. And I can understand his point, because when you do a let's play, you are essentially recording it live, and you are there's minimal amount of post-editing, post-production. But the problem is that when you start doing videos that are high in post-production, the amount of output that you get actually lowers. So the key to increasing your channel, improving your channel, is regular output, to the point where it becomes expected. It becomes expected as part of their everyday life. So it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to sit down and, it's a Monday, Kipps' new video will be out. I'll sit down and enjoy my evening and watch Kipps' new video. And so it becomes, and it gets to the point so that then if you don't release it on a Monday, they can't start thinking, hang on, you're messing with my routine, and they react in that way. So as Total Biscuit said, it's kind of like being a crack dealer, really. You kind of get them hooked and then, keep feeding them, which is a rather cynical way of putting it, but I can understand what he's talking about from an actual aesthetic point of view. Anyway, Waffle Mode cancel.
Okay, what's the construction thing for mushroom soup?
You
You
need
both
red
types, don't you?
mushrooms.
Never mind.
Parky's wondering what he should do because he can't connect at all now.
It's entirely up to Parky. If he wants to drop off because he's having connection issues, then I think everyone will understand.
Okay. I'll message him that.
I think he can hear based on his eating of toast or whatever it was he was just munching on.
It's probably chocolate. He loves his chocolate.
Who doesn't? Favorite? There we go. Favorite chocolate bar then.
Oh, got to be Galaxy.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Mal?
Oh, that's difficult. I can't even think of the name of it. It comes in an orange wrapper and it's Toffee Crisp.
Really?
I love Toffee Crisp. That's great.
Yeah, never been a huge fan of it. My one is Fry's chocolate cream.
Okay, so Parky's going to disappear, guys. You just have to give me a second to sort out Kipps' webcam because it's going to jump around.
Jump around.
Yep. And he magically appears again. Oh, and my symbols.
Oh, look at that.
Okay, we will turn off. No. That one.
So yeah, I was a bit concerned that I was waffling at great length there. So.
That's fine.
I saw a question in here. Am I going to do more esports? Yes, I will. I'm going to be doing some more Counter-Strike at some point. There has been talk of me maybe going to an event to do it. I would like to get involved with more esports and things of that nature. I am trying to get involved with some of the casters that I know from TSN days and Quad V days, so the likes of Red Eye et al. Tosspot, obviously, who now works with Twitch. So I've got some contacts in there that I can hopefully make use of and work with them, which would be immensely good fun.
That's an interesting thing. Somebody, I remember a while ago, described Chad's thing as being esports commentary. Would you agree with that? And sort of, Kipps, what would you consider your thing to be that defines your channel if you were to describe it, or your main aim?
Probably personality, I think, is the main one. Because a lot of people say, this game's been done to death on YouTube. It's like, well, most games have, to be honest. I mean, everyone's done it, but yeah, personality.
Chad? Would you say you're the esports person, or that's your main focus, or?
I'm a commentator.
Yeah.
That's the way I see myself. That's the way I've always seen myself. It's what I love to do the most. Don't get me wrong, I'm loving the Let's Play. I do enjoy them, but yeah, esports commentating, things of that nature, that's the real heart of it for me. That's the thing that I enjoy the most.
Fair enough. I'd consider mine weird. I mean, how to describe it? When I started up the channel, it was just to sort of help out people in some way. Actually, with Kerbal when that first came out, they couldn't work out how to get into space, so I just did a quick video and was like, there you go, this is how you do it. And then I did a couple for League of Legends. It was mini tutorial videos for people within the community I was in. I had no intention of, doing what I'm doing now. And then it kind of just evolved into Crusader Kings. I did a thing on the demo, and then like, oh, play the game. So I did, and then the viewers almost decided themselves that I was therefore a strategy channel and could only play strategy. And I must say they are rather militant when I play something that is not strategy, as anyone who's seen the Formula 1 video should remember. It's like, what the hell is this? This is not strategy. Get off the channel. It's like,
I love Formula 1 games. I really do.
It's like,
In fact, when I went to a LAN, that was kind of exclusive for a lot of Quad V members, and we had a competition where I got to play Formula 1 against Red Eye, and he won the championship and I came second. And no, there was not just him and me playing, there was about 15 people playing total.
Would you like to mention Cucumber's comment from earlier? With his Max Payne thing? And his special position in the rankings?
Oh yeah, that was quite impressive actually. Cucumber, I think, was doing a 2v2, and he ended up third on his own team.
So yeah, out of a team of 2, he comes third. It's just impressive. It's on. Oh no, bollocks! He's now hiding in chat, sinking his head in shame.
Jasper says, "Do a bit on your channel, then, please. Do a bit of what?" I'm not sure what he's referring to.
He might mean the Formula 1, but we'll wait for Jasper to get back to us.
Yeah, I could do, but I don't have it. I don't have the game. I just don't have the money to spend on it. I need to spend money on the games that I want to do. But yeah, I mean, it's like Formula 1's great, but at the moment it's a luxury, and it's a limited market, so.
Yeah, it's a very limited market, and the people watching generally know what they're talking about, so you need to know what you're talking about. I mean,
well,
you do,
when it comes to F1, I'm pretty up to speed, but to be honest, when it came to F1, I stopped watching after kind of 96. What killed it for me was when Senna was killed. That's it. I kind of lost heart in F1 after that.
Yeah. I mean, now it's got KERS and DRS and all these little extra bits, passing zones, and
these are exactly the kind of things that were banned in 1992 when they had active suspension and everything that helped out a great deal with Nigel Mansell winning his first championship. That's not to say that it wasn't partly a lot to do with the driver, it was, but technology has always been a serious driver along with money when it comes to Formula 1, and for me it kind of takes the enjoyment, plus the whole way it was Schumacher every single year. I was like, yeah, this is dull.
Yeah, they did need to get away from Schumacher winning everything.
Yeah. That's not to say that the man wasn't talented. I'll give him that. He was talented, but I kind of never liked him after he rammed Damon Hill off the road to win his first championship.
Oh, Joe just saying F1 up to speed. I see what you did there. Puns.
Yeah, Gelger, the capturer of cannonballs and cadet bullets.
Yeah, we won't comment on Gelger's tactical abilities. We could be here a while.
Ooh.
That'll be a podcast in itself.
So is there any topics you two would like to broach for the rest of the stream, or should we start bringing this to an end?
Not. I can't think of any off the top of my head.
I'm quite happy to talk about any subject, you know me. That's the thing, you see. Believe it or not, it's kind of slightly ironic. Do you guys know what a cleft palate is?
Yes.
Yes. What Freddie Mercury had, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. But essentially, cleft palate means that the mouth is not formed properly or it's not sealed properly, so it makes it hard to talk. Yeah, I was born with a cleft palate when I was a kid, and obviously, and so...
You mean you didn't just spawn?
No, I didn't just spawn in. No, I was not spawned as an evil person. And so, as a result, they were actually afraid for quite a while that I wouldn't be able to talk. But as my mum put it, first we realised he wouldn't be able to talk, and then we realised he wouldn't bloody shut up, so... What can I say?
Sorry, being attacked by slimes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
They say, oh, the irony in the chat there.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah, the irony. Yeah, and in fact, somewhere there is an audio tape of me at about 2 or 3 years old doing talking exercises to make sure that the operation had been successful. And I've been informed it's adorably cute and slightly nauseous, so...
So not the sort of thing they pulled out at your 18th birthday, then?
No, Mum did try that, believe me.
There's got to be one thing that technology has really brought. Vindictive parents can get their own back considerably easier now.
Well, the best one I ever heard of, not vindictive, but good parenting skills. You know Eve?
Yeah.
Well, for those of you who are not aware of Eve, basically it's you fly around in spaceships, but you've got this capsule that goes into the spaceship. So when the spaceship gets blown up, you get ejected out with the capsule. Now, if the capsule gets then taken out, your guy inside it, your clone, is dead, and you lose all the attachments and everything you've got on it, and it's known as being podded. Now, there was a post on one of the IRC channels. A guy basically was being shouted to by his mum from downstairs that he needed to go to bed, and he was like, yeah mum, okay, I'll do it eventually, and like kept doing it, and eventually she gave up. And now, unfortunately for him, his mother also played Eve, so she tracked him down in the universe and podded him.
Oh, so just hunted him down and
killed him. It's like,
lovely.
You're supposed to be in bed, bang.
I remember seeing there was a thing, I'm sure it was in China or Singapore. There was a father who hired other gamers that were better at the game than his son was playing to purposely just make his life hell so that he would stop and... Oh, I couldn't quite get to my stuff before I died. Sorry. And try to convince him to, you know, stop playing so that he would go do some schoolwork or whatever.
Yeah, I remember reading that. It's interesting.
Yeah, it's certainly... I mean, saying that, on the other side of that is I actually played EverQuest when I played it with an entire family. Basically, the mum, the father, and the kids all played. And that was great, and I'm still in touch with them now on Facebook, and they're a great bunch.
That's where someone rings the doorbell and half your raid group disappears.
That was also a problem, yes. But the thing, actually, that's one thing I might actually do, is I've installed the free version of EverQuest on my machine again, and I've managed to get my old account back, and I might go on and show some of the people the old characters that I played for EverQuest in 3 years.
Nice.
I mean, there's some top-level characters there. Even though I can't use the old models, and the new models look not good. They just not... The movement bugs me.
Yeah?
Yeah, not good at all.
Just changes in the game that they thought were improvements, or...
Yeah, it was kind of a graphics update, because the graphics for EverQuest at the time were pretty antiquated in kind of, you know, sort of think CS 1.6 style graphics, so boxy and things of that nature. But the trouble is kind of the movement was right. Whereas the movement on the new ones, while they look nice, they kind of didn't seem to move right. It's kind of the cleric that I've got kind of runs like she's got a stick up her arse, and it's not a good look.
There's some very odd running animations in games. Napoleonic Wars isn't particularly great for them, I must admit.
Yeah, fair point.
Okay, so I think if we bring this to a close... so this will go up on YouTube. I'm going to try and distribute it to everyone, so it should go out on everyone's channel, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to find any of the people on here, I know definitely on my channel all of them are down in the sub box in the bottom right. I don't know if that's true for Parky and Kipps. So for now, just go to there and you can jump across the channels.
Yeah, they probably
and catch all
haven't
their
got
stuff.
me because I'm not big enough yet. I'm not elite enough to be part of the special group.
I think my other channels box is all full up at the moment.
Okay.
It's got to the point where I can't actually remove anyone.
So with that, I think we're going to bring this to a close, guys, and we'll say thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that, and see you next time.
Goodbye.
Thanks, guys. See you later.